Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make old-fashioned beef stroganoff. This was one of my favorite meals that my mom made growing up, and today I'm showing you how I make it for my kids. We're gonna start by thinly slicing 1.5 to 2 pounds of beef sirloin steak. Be sure to trim off any excess fat or gristle that you don't want to eat in your pasta. Also, be sure to slice against the grain so that you get all those breaking points, so you don't have any chewy beef. You can also use ground beef in this recipe instead of sirloin steak. You'll just need to make a few minor adjustments. It's really no big deal. Next, I'm gonna spread out my meat just a little bit on my cutting board and dust it with a 1/4 cup of flour. I'm gonna toss it together. This will act as a thickening agent later in our recipe, so just give it a nice good coating and we'll set this meat aside. Next, slice up a white onion and 8 ounces of mushrooms and let's head on over to the stove. Get 1 tablespoon of olive oil heating in a large skillet over medium-high heat. You'll also want to bring a large pot of water to a boil to cook your egg noodles. We're gonna add our onions and our mushrooms to the pan and get them cooking. Let these cook until tender, which will take about 5 to 7 minutes. Once those are cooked through, we're gonna remove them from the skillet and put them in a bowl and set them aside for just a second. Our water is boiling, so we'll get 12 ounces of extra wide egg noodles, cooking according to the package directions. Back to the skillet, we're gonna melt a 1/4 cup of butter over medium-high heat. Then we'll add in our flour-dusted steak. If you're using ground beef though, you'll just cook the ground beef. And then drain your ground beef and add in your flour after that. Since we're doing steak here and we sliced it nice and thin, it should cook pretty fast. After about 5 minutes, your beef should be seared. Then we'll pour in 3 cups of beef broth along with 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and we'll bring this to a simmer. You'll also want to add your mushrooms and onions back to the skillet. As this comes to a simmer, the flour should start thickening up the sauce. Then you'll add in 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a little bit of salt, and black pepper to taste. I start with a 1/4 teaspoon of each. And last, we'll add in 1 cup of sour cream. We'll turn off the heat and stir this all in until incorporated. If you like an extra thick gravy for your stroganoff, you can always use a cornstarch slurry with a little bit of the broth from the skillet to create extra thickening. Now our pasta has been cooked and drained, so all that's left to do is add that into our skillet. Stir the pasta in to coat, and then you are ready to eat. Season with a little more salt and pepper to taste, and if you want to add a little pop of color, sprinkle on some freshly chopped parsley. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow, and check out the rest of my videos, where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. We'll see you later.